So on this episode of FAFO, titled, Be Careful What You Wish for Others because Karma's gonna send it right back to you. So here's how this one started. Going from the bottom up, on October 16th, 2024, Billy writes, I'm in Arizona, voting for Trump today. And then on January 13th, 2025, in response to this post that says, nearly half of federal employees plan to resist Trump, Paul finds, where Billy says, fire every last one of them. Well, let's see how Billy's doing today. On November 16th, 2025, this user posted an interview with Trump where he said the economy is as strong as it's ever been, where the reporter then said, then why are people saying they're anxious about the economy? And Trump responded saying, I don't know why they are saying that. The polls are fake. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. Where Billy decided to chime in and wrote, this guy has completely lost it. He thinks that he's in his first term. I voted for him and got laid off 6 months later. Gas is pushing $4 a gallon out here in Phoenix. We used to eat steak. Now all we can afford is Spam. Ooh, Billy, Karma heard what you initially said about having all those workers fired and decided to send you a layoff. Because Karma's a hilarious bitch and she works in very mysterious ways.
Yeah, and Karma does work in very mysterious ways, and I'm very curious to see what industry Billy works for, right? Like, because for him to get fired and laid off 6 months later, right? Like, he's got to be within some of these industries that are, affected directly as a result of, some of these policies, right? Because, don't get me wrong, some businesses were already struggling within Trump's, before he got into the office, but now to see that happen so soon, it's crazy. But even to see how he's talking about the price of gas and now he can only afford to eat Spam and all these different things. And we've seen this story millions and millions of times across the board where people celebrate and, fire everybody else and it's their fault and they got to figure it out. We've seen this story a million different times, but it's only until it affects most people in every single situation. And also, I know I say this all the time, but at the same time, guys, it's so sad to see like how people have celebrated, how people were, promoting it and so happy to see everybody else get fired, right? Hence what he was saying earlier, right? He said fire every last one of them based on people planning to resist Trump and within federal employees. The federal employees plan to resist Trump. You're celebrating that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not promoting any hate, any kind of whatever. I'm just saying in the sense of, this comment right here. It's kind of like tone deaf in the sense of these are lies. These are real people's lives that are being affected. And the fact that, it's just, I'm just leave it there. I got more videos you guys are going to love. Let's check this out.
You told me that you voted for President Trump in 2024. Do you regret that decision? ¿Te arrepientes esa decisión?
Yes, 100%.
Why do you regret that decision?
That's because it's nothing that's true. It's not true. He say he go to catch the delincuentes. Criminals, yeah. And right now, he don't follow to criminals. He go to specific to Latino people. The DHS come specific to me and catch to me, not other people, because don't care to other people. Specific Latino people.
Absolutely. And that is exactly who is going for. It's not the criminals, it's not the people of whatever they talked about. They were doing bad things and drugs and all. He is specifically going after people of color and not just specifically Hispanics. He's also, going after certain black people as well, right? And even, like, it doesn't matter. I'm saying the way they are targeting people across the board, specifically people of color, it is crazy. But the fact that you voted for them as well because of the immigration policies that they said, and yeah, he talked about closing the border and whatever the case is. However, now a lot of people are finding out that, yeah, they are talking about people like you. Like, and by all means, I am not promoting for an open border. I am not saying that we need to have everybody into the country and let everybody in and just have free will and whatever. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. Create a system that works. But at the same time, I didn't believe in the policies, right? I knew it was going to be that way only because of how we saw things being handled in the past. Now, what is going on right now is 10 times worse than what happened the first time. But at the same time, we're still talking about the same person that so many people came out in record numbers and voted for it, guys. It's crazy. But now we're seeing a lot of the fallout happen, even as we talk about the Epstein and, the president going back and forth with him MTG. Let's check this out, y'all.
Do you think that the district feels a little torn in seeing them have this feud, this falling out?
It might be hard for some people, but not for me. For me, I still support both of them. I don't think he should have called her a traitor, but you know, one thing we love about Trump is that Trump says whatever's on his mind. And I think that the reason we don't trust a lot of politicians is because they don't say what's on their mind.
And you know what? I'm going to pause it right there. I'm going to let the video speak for itself after this. But people love that he speaks what's on his mind, only to the extent of it, you know, affecting other people. Not them. Like, don't speak what's on your mind about me, specifically what it was about with MTG, right? Because she was the biggest Trump supporter before. But until he started speaking bad about her or saying that she shouldn't do certain roles or whatever, that's when you started seeing the flip on the side of, you know, oh, I don't support Trump. Same thing with the supporters. It's always until it's speaking bad about themselves, what they have in their life circumstance, then it's like, oh, okay, now you cross the line. It's that sort of thing. I'm not talking specifically about her. Yes, I think it does apply to what she's saying in the moment. But yes, we see this across the board.
They say what they think people want to hear.
You know, at this point, honestly, I haven't been very happy with some of the comments that President Trump has made. I've been very disappointed, quite frankly. But time will tell. You know, one thing you've got to learn about politics, you're my best friend today, you're my enemy tomorrow.
Do you hope that she'll patch up differences with President Trump?
I think by patching it up and working, we'll all work together. That's what I'd like to hope.
Personally, I'm not picking one side over the other. I still support both Marjorie and Trump. I think they just have some different ideas right now about the best way to lead the country.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think they still have the same ideas. I think what MTG is also speaking from is a perspective of, hey, you're saying the economy is great, you're saying everything is perfect, but on the flip side, what you know, what people are seeing on the ground is kind of the opposite, right? Which I've always made videos about this as well, you know, because yeah, we can say that inflation is slowing down and it's not the 9% before, but yeah, now it's the whatever 2-3% that it is now. Prices are still going up, but it's just going up at a slower rate, right? Like that is something completely different from saying that everything is cheap and groceries are cheapest that they ever been. Like, you can't say that. And I think that's where MTG is coming from. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think that's the perspective that she's coming from. But at the end of the day, I mean, I get it. You know, they both have the same views and the same perspective on everything else, the same values. I think she is just coming from a completely different perspective of what they're talking about. It's crazy, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, I see exactly what she's talking about. I understand what they're saying, if that makes sense.
What's up, TikTok? The economy is being affected real bad here in Charlotte. Here in Charlotte, North Carolina. You don't see no Hispanics nowhere. Look, this is a mansion, big project. I'm here at the project. I don't see nothing. I don't see no Hispanics nowhere. They losing money fast. They crying because they losing money here in Charlotte. They don't have, but everybody okay, this is my question. Oh, the jobs is open. You know, if y'all complaining about the Hispanics leaving, here go a project.
Yeah, and the jobs were already there. Right? That was never the issue. The issue was never about the jobs, right? Like, that was a talking point. That was just what they like to use. But at the same time, they were always there. It wasn't like you couldn't go out to one of these job sites, one of these companies, and ask for a job and they wouldn't apply. It was just a matter that people didn't want to do those jobs. And now, you know, now they're open. I guess we'll see how it all impacts. But you're seeing a lot of people and a lot of companies that are losing thousands and thousands of dollars from these impacts.
Here, get off your phones, get off your ass, and come to work. Come and get you some damn money, cause it ain't shit. I mean, the housing market wide open right now. It ain't no damn Hispanics, man. I'm in Charlotte right now. Here go a project. You don't see nobody nowhere on this big project right here. So that lets you know how to come. And everybody mad because they losing hundreds of thousands of dollars every day over here in Charlotte, North Carolina. You don't see no Hispanics nowhere.
Yep, and we'll see how this all unfolds. It sucks, but at the same time, when we talk about North Carolina, they voted for a lot of the policies, right? Like now, it's just curious, and we got to see what, as time goes along, how this truly affects, a lot of these businesses and a lot of these companies, because, like I said, maybe they have a plan. Maybe they have a backup to, what they were going to do in the situation. But like I said, I've seen many different videos, many different businesses talking about this where they haven't received applications in years, right? It may be one application a year or something like that for a lot of these roles, like working on the farms and working on construction sites. So yeah, they have to use whatever talent they have at the moment, regardless of how much they're paying them, regardless of anything, because they still need to stay afloat within their business.